Vadd here, and you thought I forgot. You really thought I forgot about Prime Rodan. I know. We fought all the Megas. We're on our way to fight the Titans. We've summoned in a Mega Rex. We fought every single Prime Dino as well, but we haven't touched Rodan yet. Rodan is really what I'm considering end game content. If you check the video's descriptions, I've listed out what I consider early, mid, late. This is end game content. And we've got the cannonballs here. These are ancient ice dragons. Cannonball A has every single point into attack, and Cannonball H has every single point into health. And by every point, I mean at least 140 of the 151 possible points you put into those stats. I wanted to see how they did against Rodan. I've got some real concerns with just how strong Prime Rodan is, but I think this is our best bet to fight them. I had some trouble hitting Rodan with my Fat Man launcher. I thought about just coming out here at the max speed Griffin, but even once I finally did hit Rodan with my maxed out Fat Man nuke launcher here, you can see it only does 60,000 damage, and Rodan always has around 1,000,000 health. Rodan is so dangerous. It's tough to understand just how dangerous Rodan is until you come out and try to fight Rodan. Rodan just bullies you, just hardcore bullies you. You get near Rodan and you take burn damage. I am wearing corrupted Manticore armor. I have a maxed out corrupted checks piece. I literally have the best possible solo player armor in the game. I've also had that corruption stone on my tool belt, and of course we're in the end game. We're past the late game. This is the end game now. We have a penguin pygmy with a corruption stone. We can't get more defense than that. Rodan blows us up. He has this massive slow effect. He's got this bite attack that hits us for absolute buku damage. He's got this roar kind of stunning attack, and we're on fire. We are taking the burn damage through our armor. I don't know if that's an intended mechanic or a bug. Either way, plan on getting burnt. You're fighting Rodan. Anyone that's enjoyed the Monsterverse has seen Rodan show up from living inside of a volcano. It's a firebird. You're gonna get burnt, just how it is. Rodan is so dangerous, and he's faster than he looks. He actually doesn't seem like he's that fast. Once the fight starts, he's even faster, and he's big. You don't think Rodan is as far away from you as he is, and all of a sudden he's just on top of you, and you're like, wow, how did Rodan get so close? Well, he's just huge. Rodan is massive. Rodan might only be 2 Rodans away from you, but 2 Rodans away from you might be like 150, 250 foundations, but it's only, I don't know, 5 seconds away from you. Rodan's about to clap you. 2 Rodans away is too close. I noticed with a lot of these Rodan fights, we traveled across most of the map. We went through multiple biomes. I am deliberately trying to fight Rodan over near the water. I do not want anything else getting involved with my Rodan fight. Even worse than having to deal with just how dangerous Rodan is, Rodan also has this huge slow, and every time we pop our corruption potion, it's like a doomsday. We're dead. Remember, those corruption potions have that debuff that come with them. So maybe it saved our bacon here for just a moment, but we're only leaving a hot fire and going into an even hotter fire. So I'm not sure that I want to use a corruption potion in this fight. I think I'm going to go down either way. It looks like my ancient ice dragon with all the points in attack was not a winning strategy. And again, with my health point dragon here, I'm doing okay, but this fight is going to take literally forever. This fight is going to take not only literally forever, but I'm going to die. I'm going to get a bad debuff from that corruption potion, and I'm going to go down hard, and that's going to be kind of upsetting. I actually was getting really frustrated at this point because this is such a long fight. I'm actually fighting Rodan just about forever. This goes on for more potions than you can probably carry, not even counting the cost of corruption potions or the cost of losing ancient ice dragons or our armor or our pygmies or our corruption potion or our tool belt or our pygmies corruption stone or any of the other gear we might have. We're burning through so many potions in this fight. This is a super challenging and high risk fight. I'd even contend that maybe Rodan isn't even worth messing around with. It's so dangerous and expensive to try and get your hands on a Rodan. It almost feels like it's a flex item. You know, I just want a Rodan because it's kind of for style points. I don't think Rodan is necessarily something we need at this point. We've literally killed every single Mega, every single Prime except Prime Rodan. Hey, I'm going to try again, and I've loaded the cannons, I've armed the cannonballs, and I pulled out more Ancient Ice Dragons. Of course, this time I went with some real heavy hitters. Everyone's got at least 1,000 in damage. We're looking at well over 100,000 points into health. If I can't do it with these 4 dragons, I'm done. I'm saying Rodan is not worth doing, and we're going to end the video there. So here we go. We've got our first of the cannonballs out and ready to go. I almost feel like Rodan isn't worth having. He's fun. He's cool. You want him. That's why you get him. But we were able to progress through 99% of the mod right up to the Titans without having to mess around with Rodan. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't mind that there's a tame in the mob that's kind of a novelty tame. I enjoy it. I like that Rodan's out there. He's flying around. He's doing Rodan stuff. He's teasing you. He's taunting you. So, of course, we're going to have to, fight him and try and claim him and make him our own. But hey, look, I think it's okay that in the mob there is this tame that doesn't necessarily fit in progression. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know everything. And maybe you're watching this video at a future date and you're like, no, Rodan is super key and here's why. Hey, I'm not saying that's not the case. For me, when I look at the mod, as I've been playing through my own Dox adventures, Rodan feels like a bit of a fantasy fun side tame, like a little bit of a mini quest on my way to fighting the Titans. That doesn't mean there is not good loot in Rodan, but I will say this: if the Titan Overlord shows up and Rodan gets buffed, there's no way you're fighting Rodan and winning. You're just doomed. Like, every time I've showed up to fight Rodan, I am on the edge of my seat going, oh, please, Titan Overlord, don't spawn in. Spawn in somewhere far, far away from me. I don't want to be near you. If you've been watching the series up to this point, you would have seen how many times we got a Rodan enhancement part. We've been getting drops to have a Rodan for the last 5 to 6 episodes. Go back and watch the late game episodes you'll see in the Mega Loot tables. We kept getting Rodan enhancement parts. I've yet to get a saddle for Rodan that's not an enhancement part saddle. And of course, I spoke too soon. Titan Overlord is passing by overhead, empowering all followers. Not only is he nearby, but we've got the buff on our screen. We're pretty much doomed here. There's no way we do enough damage to take down Rodan. I really thought we could do it with these 2 dragons. Getting a little bit of a mix in with our health points and our damage and our, best in slot with every possible gear, not stop running our potions. I really thought the 2 of these dragons had a real shot, but not with the Titan Overlord. The Titan Overlord buff is really going to spell doom for us. Oh well, it happens. A lot of the times with the Dox mod, and I'm fighting the Rodan, I'm up here against the sky barrier. A lot of this footage was kind of upsetting because it's just me and the sky barrier panicking, going, which way's down? I like fighting Rodan by the sky barrier for 2 reasons. One, Rodan's actually kind of a hard target. I know that sounds like the most ridiculous thing you could possibly hear. I just was describing Rodan is huge, he's so big. Yeah, but he's like paper thin. It's like trying to hit, the knife's blade of an edge. He's hard to hit, and he moves a lot faster than you think. When I'm aiming some of my blasts at this Rodan, he flies right by me. Other times he flies right over me, right under me. He's just surprisingly fast, surprisingly huge, but also kind of a narrow, small window of time to hit him. Part of that's the speed, and in addition to that, when you're dealing with Rodan, you got to keep around your health pool a lot more than normal. Sure, we need to keep an eye on our health pool and when we have our regular fights, but remember, those potions got that nerf, and with that potion nerf, they now have those cooldown timers, so that 10 to 20 second window where your health points are not regenerating is a bad time to start fighting Rodan. Even though it's a prime tier dino, I really think it's endgame content. I really think it's kind of a fun side quest, but we are after something here. Rodan does drop something if we can secure the kill. Hey, were you keeping track of the dragons? We're 3 dragons in. If I'm not dreadfully mistaken here, this is our 3rd or 4th ancient ice dragon that we need to finish Rodan with. We're actually getting really close to a position where I'm going to walk away from this and say it's not worth doing. I was getting really frustrated at this point. I was really thinking the attack or the tanky, the first 2 ancient ice dragons I threw at Rodan would get the job done. That was not the case. And then I got 2 dragons in again, so I'm 4 dragons deep. And then the Titan Overlord spawned in. I'm coming in here with my 3rd dragon, and I've not been using those corruption potions. Even though I know I could have saved a couple of my dragons here, I'm not willing to risk that debuff just completely ruining the fight. I've deliberately stacked up ancient ice dragons for an opportunity to take Rodan down. Maybe if you're in a tribe setting, you've got a better shot at doing this. Maybe you've got some more generous dock settings and Rodan isn't that tough of a fight. For me right now, Rodan is absolutely kicking my butt and I'm getting frustrated. I'm tired and I just want this fight to end. Thank goodness Rodan does eventually run out of health. What do you get from taking down Rodan? Why do we sacrifice so much to get Rodan? Because we got Rodan's heart, which is kind of nice, but why do we want Rodan's heart? What's the value there? Well, it's pretty straightforward. If we jump on our book of docs, we can see that to get a Rodan ourselves, we need to have a Rodan heart, because then we can take the Rodan heart to Skeletor the Transmute Shine, and we can transmute a Pygmy Rodan. Pygmy Rodan might just be the very best Pygmy in the entire mod. Up for debate. You are not able to get your own Rodan through Knockout Tame without a Pygmy Rodan. You have to kill Rodan to try and trank Rodan. I love that process. You know, full credit to Mike the mod dev for thinking up that strategy. Looks just like regular Rodan, has this fun little buff around it. Pygmy Rodan is going to get you 20% bonus to your attack, 20% bonus to your defense. You're going to get more experience. You're going to set your enemies on fire. It's going to give you insulation. It's going to give you stamina regen. It says in the docs book you need the docs spyglass. That's right, the docs mod has its own spyglass to see Topper on Rodan. I'm going to say that one more time. Make sure you heard that. You need the dock spyglass to see Wild Rodan's Topper. And remember this Dragon Prime we talked about before, how expensive it is? We're going to sacrifice it, get its heart and a token. Yeah, we need a Prime Dragon heart in order to get a Rodan. So Rodan's like such a tricky tame. We got to kill Rodan to get the Rodan Pygmy. Then we got to sacrifice a Prime Dragon to get ourselves a Prime Dragon Heart, and then we have a chance at Rodan. I am here on one of our Mega Rexes from last episode, and on the Mega Rexes, I'm going to pull out the Poison Pistol. We talked about the Poison Pistol before. I'm here in the Ragnarok map. We're here by the Green Obelisk, and we're going to use this rock formation here to try and get Rodan to us. Remember last episode, we learned about the Mega Rex, and we learned that we can get a Prime Heart Relic and summon in a flyer. We're going to try and get Rodan over to us, and we're going to take advantage of, remember what we learned about the Poison Pistol? The Poison Pistol applies Topper, applies a little bit of, I think, a slowing effect, and we're basically going to catch Rodan's aggro, and we're going to stay backed up to this kind of 3 rock formation here. This might not be the best spot on the map, and I'm not convinced this is the best strategy or even the best tame to use it. I took out one of the Mega Rexes. We took out Death the Mega Rex that has all the points in the health points. I actually went full 150 points into health points here out of desperation to try and keep my Mega Rex alive, and it's kind of going to be in another expensive tame if our Mega Rex dies. Also, Poison Pistol bullets are, I mean, they're not terribly expensive, but they're not cheap, and I'm going to blow through a little better than 500 Poison Pistol bullets just to get this Rodan's Topper up. So if you notice in the docs book, you know, you always want to be checking that book, especially if you're watching this episode at a later date. The mod is, of course, subject to change. It says in there we could also try a Fat Man nuke launcher, but I haven't really got to use the Poison Pistol too much, so I was a little stubborn about this one. Again, I'm not willing to use a Corruption Crystal even to save my Mega Rex. I really think that might just doom the fight. I'm a little too scared to do it. The biggest problem here is if we die, we need to kill another Rodan, because we could only get Topper on Rodan when we have a Rodan Pygmy, so you better believe I killed a couple Rodans before this fight. I had some concerns we died, okay? I was worried. I had faith that we could do it, but I didn't have faith that we would succeed. That means that coming into this fight, I burned through maybe 8 Ancient Ice Dragons. This is so expensive. Maybe there's a more efficient way of doing this. Maybe you know a trick for taking down Rodan. I saw someone do it with the Manticore. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description of this video if that video is still out there. Hey, maybe you know a trick to taking down Rodan. I would love to hear about how you got your Rodan, and if you even messed with Rodan. Rodan is so scary. He's so dangerous. He is an absolute beast of a kaiju, and the poison pistol might not be the best way to do it. I actually might not have picked the best place to do this. I felt comfortable here because Rodan was nearby and it was the closest rock wall I could put my back to. I finally did it. I finally knocked out Rodan 1,000 bullets later. You see the problem though? You see it right there, that Prime Raptor? I'm going to make the biggest blunder of all blunders, the blunderbuss blunder of the blunder play day. Listen, I got stuck on Rodan with my Mega Rex. I thought I've got this Mega Rex. It's a top tier Mega. I'll just go chomp some Prime Raptor. That's like a kind of a bottom tier Prime at this point. I got stuck on Rodan's wings for just about an eternity, and I only hit for 3,000. I really thought I'd do more damage. While I started that fight, I realized Rodan is going to wake up. His torpor is going down. I need to get the heart in his body. No. That's right. We lost the Mega Rex. We lost the Rodan. We need to trank out Rodan again. This was so embarrassing and also incredibly frustrating. It's time to nuke it. Yes, that's right. The solution is almost always nuke it from orbit. Kill it with fire, cut off the head, burn it, bury it, salt the earth. Listen, Rodan's like impossible to hit with this nuke. I legitimately am concerned I'm going to die once again. He's like dive bombing me. He's just mocking me as I reload. I've never been more insulted by a tame in the entire time here. The only thing worse is that he ends nose down and I can't get into his inventory. I've been disrespected on a level that hasn't happened in the recent past. I'm just kidding. It happens from time to time. Listen, if I can't get into this Rodan, I'm uninstalling the series ends here. Screw the Titans. We're not moving an inch further if we can't get this Rodan. It's fine. It's fine. I did try and put a Prime Ice Dragon Heart Relic in a Prime, but it's just the Prime Dragon Relic. You can't mix them up. We got the Rodan Egg. Actually, we went and got two. I'm always doing a random shout out to the subscriber pool, but not today. Thank you, Slick Jones, for joining me and supporting the community here through Patreon. Slick is the channel's first patron. Patreon is a subscription service that allows you to directly influence the quantity and quality of content here. A link to this channel's Patreon is on the channel's main page. Two Rodans. Yeah, we got two Rodans. And before you call me a liar, I know. We were farming the Mega Dragon a few episodes back, and we got that Apex Rodan Prime Summon Artifact, a super rare drop. What's the difference? Well, one of these we have an imprinting bonus, which comes out to substantially higher levels. They both have the same set of moves. Remember, you need that enhancement part style. We've got a bite. We can seemingly pick some things up. We've got that roar kind of scary smack attack. And of course, we have the C, that big fire spin, which sounds deadly. Here's the real test though. If we can't kill a Mega Manticore, what do we even have a Rodan for? Actually, having a Rodan here was surprisingly smooth to fight the Mega Manticore. Rodan is an absolute beast, an absolute boss, really is the king of all the flyers. Hands down, a lot of fun trying to bully this Mega Manticore. I just spun attack my way through the Mega Manticore and I laughed. This was an absolute joy, an absolute blast. Get yourself a Rodan, suffer your way through. Remember to put the Prime Dragon Relic in. It really is a fun tame. I can't take that away. But having Rodan isn't a license to be a moron. Of course, we showed up with our gear stacked. We're also running the Rodan Pygmy, which I still think might just be best in class for Pygmy. We can't just stand there and duke it out with the Mega Manticore. We need our potions. We want to dodge some attacks. We're not just unkillable. Yes, we can still die. Fun tame, great tame. Get yourself a Rodan if you're brave enough, which you're gonna need to be brave, but it's not undefeatable. And not only is it not undefeatable, it's not a license to be a moron. You know, I've got Rodan, so I'm feeling pretty good, but these huge attacks are potentially aggravating everything in my vicinity. I really could be upsetting the balance of power around these parts. I'm actually kind of terrified I'm gonna pick a fight with more things than just this Mega Manticore. Even worse, I can still blow myself up, which is not only embarrassing, but it's also a great way to lose your own Rodan. So there is that. Not a license to be dumb, is a fun tame. Good luck getting your own. You're gonna need it. If you didn't need the luck, then I hope you share it with someone else. I love the crown that Rodan has. He's got this little crown, and that crown doesn't carry over to the Pygmy. It's just when you have your own big Rodan, you get the Pygmy. I think we are here in the end game. There is literally nothing left to touch in this mod. We are moving on to the Titans in episode 28. I hope you're super excited for that. If you're just joining me here for the Rodan episode, wow, That was bold of you. You missed the other 26 episodes leading up to this moment. I can't believe you do that to me. If you learned something or enjoyed this video, share it with a friend. If you are new here, please consider subscribing. If you have joined and enjoyed before, welcome back. If you would like to see more quality content, please consider joining me in supporting the channel through Patreon and utilizing the affiliated links. Thanks!